You're listening to the Cool CLE Show.
I'm Jay, host of the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by CoolCleveland.com, putting you in touch with cool events, people, news, and neighborhoods in the Cleveland region. If dance is an expression of the human spirit, then it is best expressed by people of all abilities. That's the fundamental belief behind the Dancing Wheels Company and School right here in Cleveland. Considered one of the premier arts and disabilities organizations in the U.S., Dancing Wheels is a professional, physically integrated dance company uniting the talents of dancers both with and without disabilities. Its annual gala and performance with the theme Reverse Reboot Reveal is happening at Playhouse Square Allen Theatre on June 14th. We've got its founder, Verdi-Fletcher, with us on this episode to find out more about the dance company and what to expect at the gala event. But first, here's some more events I think should be on your calendar. Cuyahoga 50 will bring people together to celebrate clean water and ignite future action through storytelling, discussion, and debate. There are many local events, including a Sacred River Walk, June 17th through the 20th, that will begin at the Cuyahoga's headwaters and end 4 days later, where it's emptied into Lake Erie. You've got Great Lakes Birding River Fest, June 21st and 22nd at the historic Coast Guard Station on Whiskey Island, with local musicians slated to play, including Cloud Nothing, Sam Fox, Uptown Buddha, Austin Walk and Kane, the Chestertons, Apostle Jones, Daddy Longlegs Revival, and many, many more. You can join Cuyahoga County's Department of Public Works and the City of Cleveland's Office of Sustainability for the annual Veterans Memorial Bridge Tour. This is a free self-guided tour which allows visitors to experience the original streetcar station and tracks, as well as some very unique views of the Cuyahoga River, Lake Erie, and downtown Cleveland. On June 22nd, you can view the Never Ever Give Up CLE public art installation filled with anonymous stories from folks in Northeast Ohio, all answering that question, what is the hardest thing you've ever had to do? In response, you can write a letter of hope and drop it in their bright yellow mailbox. Of course, we feature the creator of that exhibit on episode 27 of the Cool CLE Show. You can check that out. There's lots of events and information on Cuyahoga 50, which can be found on www.cuyahoga50.org. Now, before we talk to Mary Verdi-Fletcher, we've got brand spanking new music from Cleveland's Orange Animal. This is called Dive. That was Cleveland's Orange Animal with a track from its brand new album, No Song, Sick Hearts, now available on iTunes, Spotify, and CDBaby. You can catch them live June 8th at Stella's Music Club when they'll be playing with Frontier and Blue Collar Coalition. All right, we're now joined by Mary Verdi-Fletcher of Dancing Wheels. Thank you so much, Mary, for joining us.
Oh, thank you for having me.
So June 14th, your 38th annual gala and performance with the title Reverse Reboot and Reveal at Allen Theatre and Playhouse Square. 38th annual. How does it feel to be going strong for so long?
Well, we're kind of like the Eveready Bunny, so we just keep going. And it's actually gone by so fast that it's hard for me to believe that it's been 38 years that this company has been in operation. So it has really gone by fast, and I think that the busier you are and the more things that you're involved in make it so interesting on a daily basis that it just flies by.
So Dancing Wheels is so intertwined with your own personal story. Tell our listeners how this all got started for you.
Well, I was born with my disability. It's spina bifida, and my mother was a professional dancer and my father was a musician. So I had a great love for dance and for music ever since I was a very small child, as far back as I can remember. My mother would tell stories of how she and my father traveled and performed together, and that all seemed so, romantic and wonderful. And my bedtime stories were those stories that she had from when they were performing. So I really always dreamed to follow in my mother's footsteps, but being born with a disability and using a wheelchair, it didn't. I didn't know how it could be done, but I just knew that I had the spirit and desire to be a dancer. And so for many years, I just enjoyed dance from afar and dreamed how I would dance if I could walk. And then later in my years, I just decided that I wasn't going to sit back and watch everyone else have that opportunity and that fun to dance. So I started to experiment with non-disabled dancers and saw that it really was a unique art form in of itself, to combine the wheels and the feet together. And so it was a little bit like seeing skating and dancing together. And it opened a whole new genre of dance that people just were drawn to. And my first experience on a professional stage was in a dance competition. And I actually didn't occur to me to sign up and say that I was a wheelchair user. I just signed up, myself and my partner, and we entered this dance competition. And there were 2,000 people in the audience. And at that moment when we came out, there just was a complete hush over everyone, because I know that they were thinking, there's a person in a wheelchair. Yeah. Like, what are they doing in a dance competition? But we performed and we got a standing ovation, and the television producers chose us as alternates to go to California to be on the show. And then we were chosen to be on a Walt Disney performance as well. And from there, people saw it and loved it and wanted to be a part of it, and it grew and grew from there. Today we have 10 dancers that are on a professional level that train every day in the company, Monday through Friday, and we travel the globe performing. So
fantastic.
Really come full circle.
Yeah. And it's interesting how you said that people reacted. I mean, and you've fostered so many inspiring stories with the people that you've helped and the people that come to the dance company. But how have you seen the world of dance change in terms of diversity and inclusivity that from when you first started to that night that you stepped out on that dance floor?
Right. Well, obviously people have become more in tune with being inclusive and diversity and equity in all aspects of life. And the arts are becoming quite more aware of that, and that people should have choices of what they want to do and how they can be a part of it. And so it's much more broad and accepting now. When I did it, it was almost inconceivable to think of a professional wheelchair dancer. For most people, dance and wheels didn't go together, but I always thought seeing is believing. So instead of preaching about it, we showed them.
Yeah. And you also have dancers that are not in wheelchairs, though. I mean,
correct.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
We call it both stand up and sit down dancers.
That makes sense. So with the performances that you do, what's involved in the choreographing of these and the prepping for these types of performances?
Well, this particular concert that we're doing coming up has been a year in the works.
Oh my.
Yeah, so we adjudicated for choreographers with disabilities, because that was what we're really trying to promote now. And this is a national initiative to give opportunities to choreographers with disabilities, and to foster the development of the artistry within physically integrated dance. So these choreographers are not from Cleveland. They're from all over the nation. And actually, we have a guest choreographer coming in from Brussels, Belgium as well. So it's been, the time set aside to commission these works, to have them come in and to create their works on our dance company has been a whole year in the process. We have one a choreographer who is deaf. And so working in communication with him was a real learning experience for our dancers as well. And for a sit-down dancer or choreographer to set work on stand-up dancers was also an interesting process. We do something called translation, which is taking the adaptation of the movement and allowing it to be usable for both the stand-up and the sit-down dancer. Whereas some stand-up choreographers start with the stand-up version and then create a version that works for the sit-downs. But in this case, in particular, the sit-down dancer was able to create a method to include the stand-up dancers in their particular philosophy of dance. So it was a very interesting process. Yeah,
a challenge. We love a challenge.
Well, it was a great challenge, and dancers love to experiment.
Yeah.
So we were all, brought into the fold to be able to experiment on different movement methodologies, and I think out of it came a whole other way in which our dance company can work. So it just broadened our spectrum as well.
And what you're doing, I think, is a real jewel in Cleveland. I mean, we have so many arts and music sort of jewels here in our city. And this was one that I thought, I had assumed you were some sort of traveling company, that you were just stopping off in Cleveland. And here I found out, I was like, no, you're homegrown. Is there anything about Cleveland that you feel has helped your school thrive?
Well, the company had a number of relationships over the years. We were associated with the Cleveland Ballet back in the 90s, and we were actually the first co-venture with an integrated dance company and a ballet company. So, it really helped put us on the map in terms of just the forward thinking that we have here in Cleveland. A lot of people think, oh, Cleveland, it's sort of mid-range and in terms of city, but, there's a lot of opportunities. And I think because of the size of the city, it's a real melting pot of arts. So we do a lot of collaborations with not only dance, but also, multimedia and different, musical collaboration. So we've been able to really broaden the way that we work and with whom we work with.
All right. So June 14th, Reverse Reboot Reveal. What can people expect from this performance?
Well, it was called Reverse Reboot Reveal because we want people to reverse their thinking about disability and what they have known in the past about it or thought that they knew about it. And so rebooting is kind of a new look, a refresher on what it is today. So it's going to open their eyes beyond what I think they ever thought possible. And, the reveal obviously is the opening of the curtain to see something new and brand new and uplifting and has power and strength and beauty within it. So they'll feel and see things that I think they never thought possible.
And obviously supporting a very, very good cause here in our local community for sure. So how can people get tickets to the performance?
Well, there's two levels of tickets. So general seating, it's actually assigned seating, but for just the performance and the after party, they can get tickets at Playhouse Square. 241-6000 is the phone number to call there, or they can go online for Playhouse Square. For our VIP tickets, they can obtain those tickets through the Dancing Wheels website, dancingwheels.org, or call our number, 216-432-0306. And so we're happy to invite you to the pre-party, the VIP party. There's a silent auction and lots of treats going on there, and special seating in the performance. And then the after party is champagne and desserts for everyone. So it's an all-night party.
Fabulous. Sounds amazing.
We invited our friend Ben Vereen, who's actor, entertainer on Broadway. He's going to be joining us that evening too, and so there'll be a lot of surprises in store. Yeah.
Great. Well, thank you so much, Mary, for coming on and telling us about Dancing Wheels. Make sure you check them out, dancingwheels.org. You're on social media, some fabulous videos on YouTube. So please check it out. And then, of course, please attend the June 14th performance and 38th Annual Gala, which Mary just said is going to be absolutely fabulous. You don't want to miss it. Thanks so much, Mary.
Thank you. Take care.
Next up, we have new music from Davey Squires, a keyboardist and singer from Akron, an avid local music supporter. This is a solo track from him called Half Truths.
Trying for a brand new start, a new way of thinking, a new system for the taking. And now I'm below the trees, and I can finally start to breathe and let all my thoughts recede into a breeze of a dream. Go. unpredictable show. Now I'm walking down a dusty old dirt road at the end of April when the sun burns cold, and I've lost my best friend, but we'll all begin again in a cottage of my own heart. Well, I'm trying for a brand new start. Oh, let me go, let me go. Oh, let me go, let me go. Let me go to a distant future where all thoughtful words mean nothing, and all the trust it's built on a joke, and the truth just means you're of loving. Let me go, let me go.
That was Davey Squires with Half Truths. You can spend your Friday evening at Kent's Hometown Bank Plaza as Davey Squires kicks off a free summer showcase of local acts on June 21st. You've got 12 O'Clock Tribe, Pistol Whip, Skeleton Drive, amongst others on that lineup for that. And he also has a number of solo live dates in June, so check him out on daveysquires.com. And that's it for this week. Big thanks to Mary Verdi-Fletcher of Dancing Wheels for coming on the show. Its annual gala and performance, Reverse Reboot Reveal, is a not-to-miss event, June 14th at the Playhouse Square Allen Theatre. Tickets are available on dancingwheels.org. And, of course, big thanks to Orange Animal and Davey Squires for the music this week. You've been listening to the Cool CLE Show, brought to you by CoolCleveland.com. Have a good one.